You think Tom Brady dyes his hair? Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Jeff Stoltzfus, that's Kevin, and this is Shut Up Football. This week, we're talking about enemas, social media, who needs coaches, and we take a look back at Week 6 of the NFL season. Hit it! We start off with old news. Well, the NFL's investigation into itself has found no further impropriety. Turns out John Gruden was the one and only bad guy, and that seems likely. I often email people horrible things with no knowledge of how it's going to be received.
You know, the culture is actually damn good.
I'm impressed that 650,000 emails came from one person in a year. Dude must type like 1,000 words a minute. A video was posted of Bills fans who packed a plane to Nashville. Ah, and here comes their pilot now. Jackson Mahomes, Patrick's brother, offered an apology after dancing on the number of Sean Taylor on the day of his memorial. No word yet on when Robert Kraft is going to apologize for his dancing. Kentucky linebacker J.J. Weaver went viral for a picture showing his 6 fingers. I'm not poking fun, not at a guy who could poke back with 6 fingers. Bet he can type 1,000 words a minute. Fans in Tennessee delayed the Ole Miss game for 20 minutes after throwing garbage on the field. Not cool. It's Lane Kiffin's job to put garbage on the field. The coach was nearly hit with a golf ball, raising the question, who brings a golf ball to a football game? Like, just what was his endgame? After a recent bout of food poisoning, A.J. Brown blamed eating at Chipotle. Not to be outdone, rival Taco Bell gave food poisoning to everybody else. Hey, if you like football and you know it, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We have fun here. And now, it's time to take a look back, all the way back to last week. It's time for the recap. Eagles, Buccaneers. The outcome was never in doubt. Tom Brady barely broke a sweat, if he sweats at all. Leonard Fournette ran around, through, and over defenders like he was playing with children. Weak-ass children. After defeating double teams during the game, Vita Vea laid the blueprint for future opponents to defeat him. Pull his jersey over his head hockey style. He'll be lost to the sunken place and require a team of men and horses to pry him loose. I like tits as much as the next guy, but Booby Sanders deserves a new nickname. He put a man to sleep mid-run. Enter Sandman. Zach Ertz scored his last touchdown as an Eagle before being shipped off to a better team. That's one way to get a winning record. Jalen Hurts scored a touchdown and was so pumped he nearly murdered a security guard. Luckily, he was aiming for him. Jalen Reagor continued to make hard catches look harder, while Quez Watkins made the impossible possible. Philly gets a lot of shit about their fans, so it was nice to see an act of kindness. After Fournette threw the ball into the stands, it was gifted to a rival fan. That's just nice. Dolphins, Jaguars. After a tough couple weeks, Urban Meyer was probably thrilled to escape America. He's been a complete disaster for the Jags. What's that? Dolphins head coach Brian Flores says, "Hold my beer." The Miami Dolphins have returned to being one of the worst teams in the league. Their loss to the Jaguars confirms it. Coach Flores started off well, but he's now showing signs of another failed Belichick disciple. By all accounts, they should have won this game. Gesicki and Waddle burnt the Jags repeatedly, but 2 doomed challenges and a buttload of poor decisions gave the Jags the window they needed. Matthew Wright from 53 yards for the win. Nailed it. Just who is Matthew Wright, his teammates asked? An international hero, that's who. Urban Meyer still hasn't won a Jaguars game in America. Miami is the only one of 4 teams to play in London not to get a bye week after, which is a shame. They're sad. Miami doesn't have a coach or front office to compete. You lost in London, stay there. This franchise needs an enema. Packers, Bears, a good old-fashioned rivalry game. Aaron Rodgers scored a touchdown and Bears fans responded with middle fingers held high. How would he respond? Cute, but why would anyone want to own the Bears? Khalil Herbert was a bright spot for Chicago. 6th round pick my ass. They're going to have a hard time keeping him off the field. He looked like a starter. The lowlights from this game came from the refs, who apparently spent all pregame abusing alcohol and failing eye tests. As I have eyes, I feel qualified to make these calls. Refs, please pay attention. Not a first down. This is offsides. This is dickery, or unsportsmanlike conduct, whatever you call it. Someone calls a timeout, you don't flag them for delay of game. I mean, it is a delay of game, but you know what I mean. Maybe Rodgers wasn't speaking to Bears fans after all. The refs were so sloppy they even occasionally called penalties against the Packers. I'm sorry your job is hard, refs. If you can't handle it, maybe you should learn to code. Bengals, Lions, another day, another loss. The Lions remain the only winless team in the NFL. At this point, it's no longer funny. I just feel bad for them. Even I want them to win. Sure, the Bengals are good, but the Lions seem close. Not this week. At least we can finally bury the Bengals should have drafted Penei Sewell rhetoric. Turns out Jamar Chase can block too. Happy birthday to the ground! Rookie running back Chris Evans was a surprise contributor on the day. Somebody get that defender to the hospital. He's got third-degree burns. Linebacker Logan Wilson had his 4th interception of the season. He's robbing people's pockets now. Goff is so bad right now, people are actually talking about David Blah. It's a good time in Detroit to be a blackout drunk. Texans, Colts. After getting hauled by the Ravens the week before, the Colts came to pound on the lowly Texans. T.Y. Hilton was activated for the game. Unfortunately, the Texans' defense wasn't. Maybe turn it back off and then on again? Wentz is starting to make throws like he used to, you know, before he got all shitty. Jonathan Taylor ran wild, sometimes through holes large enough for the team bus. Darius Leonard showed off his sweet-ass dance moves. Why not? The Colts are staying alive. Davis Mills has been good in doses, but don't act like the Texans wouldn't tie a rock to him and drop him straight to the ocean floor just to get their star sex offender Deshaun Watson to come back. Rams, Giants. The Giants have been outscored by their opponents by a score of 82-31. Let those numbers wash over you. Rookie Kadarius Toney got the boo-boos. He left early. With Saquon lost to the Phantom Zone, it would come down to Daniel Jones. How did he do? 2 fumbles, 3 interceptions. What'd you do, piss off a gypsy? Obviously it wasn't good enough today, said Coach Judge Judy. Seen here looking like a man with bodies under his shed. Matthew Stafford is a seasoned veteran who can complete no-look passes. Daniel Jones is a hapless turf baby. After the game, the Rams' Twitter account subtly trolled the Giants. Even their social media is better than yours. Chiefs, football team. Finally, the Ricky Seals-Jones revenge game we've all been waiting for. The week was a flood of memes leading up to the game. Expectations that Patrick Mahomes would easily destroy Washington. Fans were flat out horny for it. So when Mahomes threw 2 picks in the first half, everyone lost their minds. Mostly because of how ugly they were. Sweet fancy Moses. Cue the panic. But when you're in a hole, there's only one thing to do. Grab a shovel and start digging. No. Dig up, stupid. What's wrong with Patrick, they said. Not a goddamn thing. Mahomes to Hill for a touchdown. In the end, the victory was as lopsided as a girl named Tammy. You know the one. Everybody shut up and look at this pick. Amazing. Spider hands. Antonio Gibson aggravated his shin injury. Shins are stupid. Don't need them. Fantasy managers, send him a get-well-soon card. We need you, Tony. Taylor Heineke played his ass off, but you need your ass. Just take the sack, Taylor. You can't make that sweet backup quarterback money next year without a head. Vikings, Panthers. Both teams were desperate for a win. Without Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers just ain't been right. Many believe Coach Zimmer is on the hot seat, which sounds more comfortable than it is. Vikings needed a spark. Fullback CJ Ham for a 30-yard rumble. Amazing! Let's never use him again. Sam Darnold came out flatter than an A-cup. Itty-bitty interception committee. It didn't help Panthers receivers had 8 drops on the day. Terrace Marshall left early after a vicious hit. My God, he looks horrible. Nope. Sorry, that's just Robbie Anderson. Sam Darnold did just enough to get them to overtime, giving fans hope. Darnold, you tease. Cousins to KJ Osborne for the win. You like that. This game was so long I finished my novel during it. Not reading one, writing one. Dalvin Cook still isn't 100%, but he has a bye to convalesce. Panthers face the Giants next week, which is the next best thing to a bye. After the game, violence ensued. Bitchy Panthers and Vikings fans engaged in a kerfuffle. Someone acted a fool and got slapped like a bitch. See, it's not just Eagles fans. Shitty people are everywhere. Chargers, Ravens. This game did not go as expected. Where is our dramatic shootout? Did the Chargers use up all their points with Cleveland? Did someone cut Justin Herbert's hair again? You know that's the source of his power. Don't touch Herbie's locks! After everyone praised the Chargers last week for not blowing it, the Chargers blew it. Justin Herbert said they did a great job of disguising their looks, which just makes sense. Halloween is just around the corner. It was mostly a run game, spread across all three of Baltimore's senior living running backs. Each one had a touchdown. Chargers coach Staley said Lamar Jackson was the most dangerous player. You have no idea. I once invited Lamar Jackson to a barbecue, and he didn't bring a goddamn thing. Too much went wrong for the Chargers. If you want to point fingers, you're going to need more fingers. Still, it's gotta sting to lose to a trio of running backs confused by the self-checkout at the grocery store. Cowboys, Patriots. It was a beautiful day in New England. Let's fuck shit up. I hate both these teams. I hope they both lose. Stephen A. Smith said the Cowboys are the second best team in the league. I mean, he shouted it, I'm sure, into the face of someone who wasn't even arguing with him. Trayvon Diggs picked another one. This time, he went yard. Then he intercepted the NFL's Twitter account. He's like Visa, everywhere you want to be. More bad officiating. Fans had their buttholes in a twist over this non-call. This game went back and forth, but eventually the Cowboys ended it. Dak Prescott injured his ankle in the end, said he came down on it funny, presumably when he put his foot on the Patriots' throats. Cardinals, Browns. Coach Cliff Kingsbury missed the game due to COVID, and the Cardinals didn't miss a beat, which says a lot for the Cardinals, and not so much for Cliff Kingsbury. Some called this a statement game for the Cards. I guess the statement was stay home. The Browns were battered like Popeye's chicken. Kareem Hunt got the boo-boos. Baker Mayfield's shoulder dislocated. Again. Second time in 4 weeks. Baker later said, "It feels like shit." But probably less than getting tackled by cops, right? The only bright spot was Donovan Peoples-Jones. He had over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Perhaps this is the beginning of something. It's hard to remain a run-first team when all your running backs are stacked in the morgue. Raiders, Broncos. The Raiders had a stressful week. Time to unwind and spend time with the Broncos. The Raiders' defense brought the pressure, forcing Teddy Bridgewater into mistakes, missing open receivers, throwing interceptions, and a fumble. Teddy ready for Betty. Vic Fangio was outcoached again, this week by no one. This guy, it's unclear. Don't worry, Broncos fans. This week proved we don't need coaches. They just get in the way. The Raiders put forth a total team effort, like they were trying to prove something. Derek Carr was comfortable as hell in the pocket. He might as well have been sipping a fruity drink with an umbrella. He hit Ruggs like he owed him money. Brian Edwards with the one-hander. Show off. Not to be outdone, Carl Nassib stared at the ground for 30 minutes. I don't see how that contributed in any way. Raiders needed a pick-me-up. They got one. Nice to see things getting back to normal. Seahawks, Steelers. When you say things like,
Jamal Adams, I'm the best in the nation,
you better back it up. You can't do shit like this. Or this. Without waking up to this.
I'm the best in the nation, best in the nation, best in the nation, best in the nation.
The Steelers had their sloppy moments. Ben Roethlisberger fumbled. He tried to call it an incomplete, pleading with the refs and showing them footage of weeks 1 through 5 as evidence. TJ Watt played out of his mind. On one play, he was even flagged for punching the shit out of the ball. The Steelers played it smart and gave the ball to their best player, anyone but Ben Roethlisberger. At the end of regulation, shenanigans. Officials paused the game to confirm a catch. This allowed the Seahawks to spike it and make a field goal, taking it to overtime. Ultimately, it mattered not. Steelers won, but it was more Bush League reffing in an already fatigued week. Bills, Titans. The Monday night game was a fantastic back and forth. Cole Beasley was left alone in the end zone with enough time to knit a sweater. Touchdown, Cardigan. Derrick Henry put the fear of God into would-be tacklers and rolled to 3 touchdowns. The Bills packed something extra for Nashville. Behold, the Billy Special. The players held hands and prayed for those who attempted to tackle Derrick Henry. They will be missed. On the game's most important play, a 4th and 1, Allen slipped, but it was the left tackle who folded faster than an ADHD kid doing origami. In retrospect, they should have just kicked the field goal, but who could blame them? Maybe a plane full of pissed off people who flew to Nashville just to watch them lose. And that's our show. Thank you so much for watching Shut Up Football. We will catch you next week. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
After getting holed by the raisins. Oh.